ASEAN Club Championship 2024-25. So we will find out today which team does make it through to the finale from these two. Meanwhile, there's also going to be the finals coming up very soon. We've also got a semi-final being played out in Thailand on the 7th of May. One of the two Thailand teams will also make it through to the final stage of this contest. So you can see the rain coming down there, some water very clearly. PSM. It's been a long time coming. Well, Uran was right behind it. On the outside, Norman Risky. Risky just stalling it, but that will go to CONG Hanoi, and it was Daisuke Sakai actually. He was up there instead of Risky. Haven't seen too much of Sakai today, up front. One of those lads who can keep pecking away at the opposition's defense, but has just stayed away from it. Just about 10 minutes shy of hitting the 45 here at the Hangdae Stadium. This, of course, is that return leg of the semi-final between these two popular ASEAN clubs. Long, looking for a helping hand. But that was pulled away by PSM defense. So Louise to the rescue. Very smart way to get that ball away from Sanmanda. Now you can see the rain thanks to those camera lenses. Every time it zooms in a little bit more, you are going to get a view of the rain behind. I do believe there's definitely got to be, at least a goal in this half. Because if either of these teams decide to leave it for that second half, that could be a very, very dicey point. Makassar don't have too much to worry because they've got a goal, but it's just a single goal. It's as slender, as slender can get in terms of a lead. Long. Once again we'll go to the right, but this time it's Sanwan Daku's around there. Hugo Gomes. That left area. Good interception there by Makassar, chasing it down now. There's Victor Luis. Hugo Gomes, long, sending it back to teammate. That's strong. Man, the left defensive area of the team for CONG Hanoi. Juran. 13 attempts with 5 attempts on target for the Vietnamese club. Pulled away in time. Good defense being put up by the lads in red and black. What's very interesting, of course, about the Kongan Hanoi Football Club manager, Alexander Polking, and this is really, really odd because he's actually called Mano by family and friends, and he was the former winger for Apoel, Olympiakos Nicosia, Armenia, Bielefeld, and a few other clubs. He has managed Thailand as an assistant coach, Thailand under 23, Army United, Suphanburi, Bangkok United, Ho Chi Minh City, and his big moment came when in 2021 he was appointed as the Thailand national team coach, and that was till 2023. From 24 he has been with Hong An Hanoi FC. It's a bit of a departure from his counterpart, Fernando Jose Bernardo Tavares, who's commonly known as Bernardo Tavares. He's a Portuguese defensive midfielder, played for Proença Anova till he retired, and that was when he was just 23. He holds the UEFA Pro license, regarded as the highest football qualification in Europe. Received his license in June 2013 from the Portuguese Football Federation. The chance here to graft out an assist, but that's not going to be good enough as the PSM defense holds their own. So, interestingly, Bernardo Tavares, of course, has managed Benfica youth. And the reason I know that club so well is because, well, that's another loose-ended shot. Allen just not finding his shooting boots here today. He's been on target once, probably once or twice maybe at the max, but not the best effort from him here. Just that nod there from coach Alexander Polking. So Bernardo Tavares has coached, as I said earlier, Benfica youth. He was a scout for Porto, and then of course he coached Belenenses, Firenze, Al Nada, New Radiant, and Benfica de Macau, as well as Churchill Brothers in India. Churchill Brothers, of course, is a famous Goan club in Goa, one of the states of India, which is very Portuguese influenced. And well, most of the lads in that region are really football crazy. They love it. A lot of the younger generation have names after big footballers like Ronaldinho and Ronaldo. Oh, and they love Portugal and Brazil. When Portugal and Brazil play each other, they don't know who to support. It just points down to that. That's strange when you think about it. A couple of Brazilian players in here for the club. Well, not the smartest move there, as Victor Hugo was knocked over. Inching to it at half-time mark. There's still no major change in the scoreline. It's still even Stevens as we started off the day here. Free kick opportunity. Can PSM Makassar do something with this? Nerman getting high, but rising above him was Hugo Gomes. The possession just stolen by PSM Makassar. Down the left flank, goes Victor Luis. Duran. Latter just with a little bit of give and go there. That's another feeble attempt. It's not going to earn too many brownie points, but I do believe that Daisuke Sakai, well, did want to push that forward. As long as there's a corner in waiting, I think he's just going to be a happy camper. So not too much that can be crafted out of that, with the Hanoi club holding their own. almost looked like it was a breakaway there for Jason Kwong. Hugo Gomes to Nerman on his tail, not for too long. Mando finding Jason down that left flank. He'll contain it within the line of play. Decides to get it back. The sun runs up. Here's Allen. Got Uren on his tail. Uren will pull it away. Was just looking back at Daisuke Sakai, and well, I've got to say, I've seen him in action since 2014, and for the longest period of time, 6 to 7 years, he was with Oita Trinita in Japan. Iran is not too happy. And then he played for so many clubs in between, the J-League under 22, not really a club, but he played for Tabiz, Albirex Niigata, Tesla Gunma, Gainare Totori, and then moved to Samut Prakan City. Before you knew it, he was with Customs United 2022 to 23, and then moved to India, where he was playing in the I-League for the Kerala Blasters, for 2 years, and finally with PSM Makassar from 2024. Just 1 minute of added time. We've had absolutely no injuries, no real problems here. I think both the teams have really honored fair play in the best sense of the word. And I think just a minute of added time, because as we cross the 45, could we see a last minute, thriller here from one of the teams? Left to be seen. If this game ends in a draw, Makassar are going to the finals. If this game ends with, Tongan Hanoi winning it 2-1, I do believe Tongan will go to the finals. It's proof of the pudding is in the goal scored. That's what it is. Able to pull it away for too long, Victor Hugo. And that's pretty much the end of the first 45 as referee Kim De-Jong brings it to a close. It's been a very, very strange affair. A game that was actually dominated in possession and attack by Tongan Hanoi FC, the home team. But still, absolutely no change in the scoreline. And I do believe PSM Makassar was just doing a really good job, defending that single goal advantage that they've got. Left to be
breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Yeah. Unknown Brain, Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day, yeah. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side, no. You did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you finding, see you looking down and out, coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music. I'm saying
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day, yeah. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side, no. You did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. small, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lumps inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control. Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out.
Welcome back to second half action, and it's time for us to restart where we stopped off, with both the teams not having to score. So it's basically Kongan Hanoi FC a nil and PSM Makassar nil as we get into the second period of play. Remember, the Indonesian club still holds an advantage on aggregate of a single goal. So it's left to be seen what they can come up with. Very interesting time, Suresh. Lots of color, and that's of course with those transparent blue ponchos against the home team's colors of red. Very interesting background, and here we go into the second period as referee Kim Dae-yong of Korea kicks off the action, whistles off the action. Let me get that right. So I do believe it was really humid earlier, and the reason for that humidity being so high was it was going to break rain at some point of time, and the clouds have just let that through. So it's been raining fairly heavy. It's, as you can see, everybody's got their ponchos out in the crowd. Well, this was an affair that was totally dominated that first half, except for the goal score, except for that scoreline actually belonged to Kongan Hanoi FC, and that's another great save produced there by Mohamed Reza. Alan denied once again, and this time he was bang on target. We are going to get a look at that once again. Broken from the outside, sweet enough assist, lovely right footer, but again alert to the danger. Reza has been on red alert right through this whole game so far. It's been a very interesting performance from him, really thrown himself into every save. Good reflexes. Well, I do believe that if PSM Makassar will just sit back and defend and don't really score in this one, and they still get through, it's going to be an entirely different story when they go up against the Thai clubs, because those lads like to attack, and you cannot spend your time, well, really defending. You've got to keep that momentum of attack right through. And well, having said that, I'm nobody to decide that. It's really, Coach Bernardo Tavares is well called. There could be an opportunity. Allen once again, just a step too many for him, just allowing the defense to close in from the opposition. Just wondering what he was thinking. Was there a bit of doubt in there? There was a sweet enough assist from Long. And then, of course, Nguyen Quang Hai is finding his striker. It's undecided whether he was going to go with the left or the right foot. He was just trying to get himself into a comfortable position to strike. And that's found its way through. Somebody had to get it in, and Hugo Gomes says, I'll take it from you. And CONG Hanoi have now leveled the score with that single goal. Not in this game, but on aggregate, it is 1-1. But CONG Hanoi lead 1-0 in the second leg. Something has got to give. He was really unmarked for most part. And I think there was definitely a ploy there. A plan put into place by Alexander Polking. Well, to be fair, he was marked, but just put his outstretched leg. Well, that's smartly done. Now, he's a big lad. Holding him back wasn't easy, and he was marked. Let me reconfirm that. Did have obstruction there, but that wasn't good enough. I'll figure out whether it was Cheryl Lassie who was in front of him. And Hugo Gomes knows he's done well. A bit of joy for manager Paul King as well. So it's 1-0 here in the second leg of the semi-final. It will be interesting to see how things will progress. Now the Vietnam club, just getting a bit of a boost there. That's the second attack coming on, and this time it is Levanjo who definitely wants to strike all his own. Remember, he is one of the leading scorers along with Leo Arthur. Well, he scored 4 goals for the club in the ASEAN Club Championship so far. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does, of course, provide that winning goal. Having said that, now PSM Makassar have got a task on hand. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. You can defend all you want, but at the end of the day, if you don't keep that attack coming at the opposition, they are going to get the advantage. Always going to be, if the score just remains the same, and both teams have won a game each, there'll always be a decider. There's always going to be added time. There's always going to be the penalties. No matter what happens, this game, of course, a winner will be decided, and that winner will go to the finale. But what a joy here. So an aggregate, as you can see, right up there with that scoreboard, it's 1-1. Quite an interesting one here for Mohamed Rizki and his teammates. They will have to work really hard. They've got to find the back of the net as soon as possible. Here's Nguyen Flip. But it all boils down to really your desire to win. There's nothing greater than that. Another opportunity here, but this time it is the Makassar defense that comes to the rescue. CONG finding Trondheim strong. Well, across to Levanto. Won't be able to hold on to it for too long. Two fouls conceded by PSM and 3 by CONG Hanoi. Well, we did see this earlier. Uran Fernandez did have a slight problem in that first period of play, and I think even in the second period, well, just gesturing to the referee. Well, he does have a bit of a problem with that right side. I think he did take a knock or two. It's on that right side next to that, well, the rib area towards the back. The referee, of course, will say it's all good, lad, but let's have it treated on the side. Let's get on with the game. A bit of joy when it comes to the home team scoring, but since then, of course, just a bit of a lull there for the visitors. They will have to really step it up now. These clubs have never met before that first leg of the semi-final, so this is only their second encounter ever, and that, of course, means both teams don't really know each other that well now. But Bernardo Tavares was very confident before they got to the Hangday Stadium that they were somehow going to win this at all costs. Victor Hugo just trying to pull that away. Well, one thing I've totally forgot to mention is that the 2024-25 ASEAN Club Championship, also known as the 2024-25 Shopee Cup. It is the third edition of the ASEAN Club Championship, and an international football competition between domestic champion club sides affiliated with the ASEAN Football Federation, or the AFF. Now, the current tournament was launched on 4th April 2024, and games projected to be played from 17 July 24 to 21st May 2025. That's when the finale will happen. The clubs from all 12 member football associations of the AFF have taken part, were eligible, but Australia and Timor-Leste decided not to enter. The format remains the same as the AFC Cup that we all know. Each national football association in Southeast Asia sends their championship club, representing the domestic league winners. Then, of course, the participating teams were split into groups of several teams, with each team playing the other in a round-robin format. We've gone through all those stages, and we're down to, of course, finally the semi-finals. group stage. There was a prize money of 100,000 USD attached to it. Every match played was about 10,000 USD. Semi-finals, I don't know what the amount is, but the champions will earn 500,000, while the runners-up, that's still to be decided. Well, the total prize money, if I'm not mistaken, is about $3 million. I could be wrong, but it is a prestigious tournament. It is a very important tournament for the clubs and especially for the fans. And this is where clubs, of course, really get, whether it's the AFC Champions League, it's the AFC Cup, it's the the ASEAN Club Championship. This is really the holy grail of where clubs get to perform against clubs from different leagues, and that only helps in the development of players. It gets your skills sharpened and honed in, and there's nothing greater than this. So I'm always excited with a contest like this. Now here goes the home team once again, a chance here to maybe make the difference, get that second goal through. That's a decent enough pass, and what way to let that go for Jason Kwong. When a player just clutch his head in his hand, in the palm of his hand, it pretty much tells a story, doesn't it? Lovely assist, very smartly done. Picked out his man really well here. Looks like it was long from that end. Can't see if that flag was going to go up, but Jason Kwong was pretty much in the legal zone. Just closing in on that hour mark. It's a little over a minute left. Finds the gap there, and that's cool. Wicked up defensive work being done there. Levando is trying to provide an opportunity. Created quite a few, and this time it was Alan who got it started. Well played there by the PSM Makassar defense. Opportunity up for CONG Hanoi. Jason trying to restore it. Oh, that has found its way through. Open season there, and he's finally been able to get one from the left footer. Wai Hong Deaton has scored the second goal, and it's now 2-1 on aggregate. Well, if there's one thing to do, and we're just trying to find out if there was Levando. It looks like it was Levando. Wasn't getting a complete well, picked off that number. I was just talking about Levando and whether he would be able to score the winning goal. Let's review of it again, just to confirm the score of the view. Definitely was well there. Wai Hong Viet An finding his way through. If you just take a closer look at that, and PSM Makassar have nobody else to blame but themselves. There it is, the ball just lands at his foot. Just takes that left footer. What a feeble attempt to have stopped the ball there from PSM Makassar. Very loose from Mohammad Zafar Salman. Just stuck a foot out. It wasn't going to stop anything. It's 2-0 here in the second leg and 2-1 on aggregate. And from being a goal behind, CONG Hanoi now have a foot in the finale. PSM Makassar will have to make the difference here. Very well done there by Wai Hong Vietnam. Well, if there's one thing that a referee, Kim De-yong, will not require tonight, is a shower. just been pouring right through. And his expression too. The expression of these players is priceless. You always got to thank our cameraman for it. I've always said this, referees sometimes remain the unsung heroes, but it really is the cameramen and the production crew that are the other unsung heroes of the game. So much done between them, and I'm trying to figure out whether there was an appeal. That's pretty much safe. That's pretty much safe, and Alexander Polking is a happy camper here.
PSM Makassar thay đổi cầu thủ.
So there was an appeal from PSM Makassar. Trying to figure out what the appeal was for. 62 minutes in, and the tide has turned. And what a way it's turned. Was really expecting that. Vietnamese club firmly in the lead here. Having said that, there's still a good bit of time left. So both those goals coming in the second period. 48 minutes from Hugo Gomes and 61 minutes from Quai Huang Viet An. We've got a change as Rizky and Zenhan will come off, and Ricky and Abdul Rahman come in. Prasama, the number 15, has come in. We've also got a change here. As Nguyen Van Duc will come in. Nguyen Van Duc replaces Phan Van Duc. Bernardo Tavares, the coach of the PSM Makassar, does understand it's not going to be easy now. Keep in mind the fact that PSM, did show Dongan Tan Hoa the exit door in the group phase. And Dong Tan Hoa was actually a very, very strong team. PSM won that game 3-0. And they were very confident coming to Hanoi. But as I said earlier, in the last 3 games in the ACC at home, CONG and Hanoi have been undefeated. They've been unbeaten, so that pretty much tells us the story. And they were going to be strong here regardless. Tavares have made a very strong statement today. Our preparation is much better. We are recovering to fight much better, and we are recovering to fight CONG, which is CONG and Hanoi. We know they're a very good team, but to get good results tomorrow, we need to focus from the first minute. Well, if you ask me, right from the start, it has been, Vietnamese club that have really ruled. 74% possession, 21 attempts on goal, 7 attempts on target. Compare that to 26% possession for the visitors and just 1 attempt on goal. This has been a game where it looks like, the home team have done all the work, and the visitors have literally been spectators through it all. And I think that the end result will just tell you that. And I don't think that PSM Makassar have done themselves any favors whatsoever here today. So 66 minutes in, and CONG and Hanoi FC lead 2-0. CONG. The referee's definitely going to grant that to PSM Makassar. Hugo Gomes there with not the kindest move. Hugo Gomes, of course, is Brazilian. Born in Campo Grande, Brazil, 30 years old, 6 foot 2 inches. Primarily works as a centre back. Fairly big lad, plays for Hanoi Police, which is the current club. He's also played for Sao Paulo, Mallorca B, Granada B, Somalisao, Varzim, Estoril, Rio Ave. Played for Suwon FC in the K-League, that's Korea Republic 2023, and for Muay Thai, which is in Qatar. Joined Kongan Hanoi in 2024. He's the one that scored the first goal in today's game. This time, good defensive work being put up there, but you do know that this lad can be a bit of a handful. Abdul Rahman, of course, getting on to, well, the pitch can make a difference here. Fresh pair of feet will always work in favor of the club. So an opportunity for PSM Makassar, and that's not going to well produce anything. One thing is for certain, once again, if you look at the accuracy factor, home team 87%, visitors 62%, 5 corners for the home team, 2 for the visitors, and 3 fouls conceded on both sides of the half line. But that scoreline tells us the story. So there's just about 20 minutes left, maybe a bit of added time thrown in for the few stoppages we've had so far. As I said, no major incidents on the pitch, but it is the home team that lead 2-0. Fantastic save, absolutely delightful save coming in here from Nguyen Flip as he denies Abdul Rahman, and I think very, very good effort. Finally PSM Makassar will have got a proper attempt of their own, and you would believe probably Abdul Rahman should have just come on a bit earlier, or he would have been bang on target there. So an opportunity for PSM. Nguyen Flip punches that away.
tốc vào sân.
Coming in for him. Spectrum, who have luckily his eyes, who stepped in for PSM Makassar. So an opportunity here for, well, CONG and Hanoi. That I think Tavares' men will have to do is got to get a few more attempts in, like they did from Abdul Rahman stand back. That's going to be another miss, and this time around I do believe they are living life just a bit dangerously. PSM Makassar, and it's Nguyen Van Duc who decides to come to the party just once. Well, a chance all his own, and there you go, the PSM defense not really looking at their brightest. And Mohammad Reza, well, he's done a good job right through that first period, but the second period, I don't believe that his men have done him or have been too fair to him. Things I think that PSM Makassar will have to decide is, are they really going to take it through? Now, opportunities like this don't come by. 2024-25, the Shopping Cup is so important for a reason. The ASEAN Club Championship, it's been a return. Remember, if you look back, the ASEAN Club Championship was held as a bi-annual tournament. In 2003 and 2005, the first edition was called the LG Cup ASEAN Club Football Championship. The tournament did not gain traction due to lack of sponsors, and there was too many other events happening on the Asian Football Confederation calendar. There were plans to revive it in 2012.
Ladies and gentlemen, the
return
attendance for
plans
tonight
were shelved.
is 40,879. Thank you for attending.
It was revived in April 2024, and I think that's been very heartwarming. So it's very eventful. This contest does have a lot of depth. And there's Iran again. Victor Hugo looked like he was guilty of it. Iran Fernandez not happy at all, and he, as I said earlier, he was a bit troubled with that injury in the first period. He's had it through the second period as well. Well, time is running out, and PSM Makassar have a task on hand. Hugo Gong not be happier.
Chúng ta có 14.879 khán giả đang có mặt tại sân theo dõi. Cảm ơn toàn thể quý vị.
There, just taking a bit of a knock. Nguyen Van Duk was just getting a foot there from Victor Luis. Well, for most part of this play, of course, as I said, it has been, most part of this contest between these clubs, it has been fair. Something in here still for CONG on Hanoi, because they aren't giving up that hunger. Well, guilty there. That shot is Akbar Tanjung taking the foot out for Victor Hugo Rosa. He does admit it. So, free kick opportunity. Rosa's got a bit of a cramp. About to get that tended to. Well, it's not going to be an enjoyable flight back home for PSM Makassar if they do not make the most of the next 10 minutes, and that's all that they have. Because as of now, and I can say this in writing, just say the difference in this game had to be 2 goals in this very game, and it certainly is so far. 70% possession now, 30% is gone a bit higher for PSM, 70% for the home team, 22 attempts on goal, and for the home team, only 2 for the visitors. That's not saying much. That's not saying much at all. Possession stolen once again, but not for too long. Yes, Nguyen Van Duk. Long. Durandal just able to clear the danger for the time being. Sent forward by Victor Luis. Interesting times here as far as we are concerned, because I do believe that PSM Makassar may just have a plan. They do have a bit of a helping hand, well, with Mufli Hidayat also joining Abdul Rahman. Well, he did have, well, a celebration for defending that, Hugo Gomes. It's been an interesting affair, and I do believe, I think the home crowd will have enjoyed this more than anyone else. And Abdul Rahman, of course, saying there's definitely a handball. There's an appeal there from PSM Makassar. And was that off well, Hugo Gomes' left arm. That's what the appeal was about. It didn't look like it. It looked like it came off his hip, but I could be wrong. The video assistant referees, of course, to check in on that. It's like it was his hip, but we've got a change coming on here.
Câu lạc bộ PSM Makassar có sự thay đổi cầu thủ.
Arham will come in
Cầu thủ số 45
for Latir, and
Abbas Sanjang
Carol Leck will come in for
cầu thủ
Akbar.
số 23 Karek X vào sân. Cầu thủ số 19 La Thị Phương rời sân. Cầu thủ số 28
So
Muhammad
that appeal
Ahmad
did
Damawan
not
vào
work
sân.
in favor of PSM Makassar. The defense was clean as far as Hugo Gomes is concerned. There's Victor Hugo, bit of give and go there, receiving it back from Nguyen Van Duk. Well, for all things said and done, CONG Hanoi have been the better team. I spoke so much and I really forgot to give you just a tad bit on the teams that were involved here today. Well, CONG Hanoi, they're literally known as, basically it translates to the Hanoi Police Football Club, or simply CAHN, or CON for short. And, they compete in the V League 1, which is the highest division of club football in Vietnam. Earlier they were known as CONG An Nan Dan. They changed their name after being promoted to V League 1, and from the 2023 season. Now 2022 they were V League 2 champions, 2023 V League 1 champions, and they have many nicknames, but they're really known as the Wall, or in other words in Vietnamese, Burk Trong. Burk Trong is what they are called, the Wall. If you look back at the other team, and that's one team that I forgot to mention as well, and that's PSM Makassar. As far as the history is concerned, their full name is Persatuan Sepak Bola Makassar. They're based in Makassar, which is in South Sulawesi. They compete in the Liga 1, which is the top division of or the top flight of football, club football in Indonesia. They've got a huge history. Were founded in 1915 as Makassar Wet Balbon, and they're one of the oldest active national clubs in Indonesia, considered one of the most successful as well. In 2001 they became the second Indonesian club to reach the quarterfinals of an Asian level tournament, which was the Asian Club Championship, and they won 2 Liga 1 titles and 1 Piala Indonesia in their history. They've got a couple of nicknames as well. They're called Juku Eja, or which is red fish, but they are more popularly known as Ayam Jantan Dari Timur, which is the Roosters of the East. 2022 to 23 Liga 1 champions. They're a great team. They do have a very big fan following as well. Great, excellent supporters, very loyal supporters. But I think it's really going to boil down to this, and by that I mean, well, what exactly are they going to come up with in terms of, well, the last 4 minutes? Stepping out of his zone here was Mohamed Reza. And I do believe it's going to be very important for him to make it count. 8 corners in all, 5 for the home team and 3 for the visitors. We've also got, well, Sean Tin, who's going to come in. And he will replace, well, Vitao, or the lad we know as Victor Hugo. Vitao, of course, is Victor in Brazil. So Boy Sean Tin makes his entry.
Câu lạc bộ Công an Hà Nội có sự thay đổi cầu thủ. Cầu thủ số 8 Victor Hugo rời sân. Cầu thủ số 15 Bùi Xuân Thịnh vào sân.
Bùi Xuân Thịnh, well, does know that every bit of time spent can be, well, worth its weight in gold on the pitch. So just a little bit, well, over 2.5 minutes left. As I said, we will have a bit of added time, but I still don't see any changes here for PSM Makassar. It is the home team who are calling the shots, who are providing all the attacks. And I do believe that that's going to be a bit of a concern going ahead. And that's the first caution to be handed out. Bit of a surprise there. It's Victor Luis. He's had about 3 or 4 incidents, and I think, the referee will finally calling that. So Victor Luis picks up the first yellow card here. And that was for the new lad who's in, Boy Shantin. Good call by the referee.
Thẻ vàng dành cho cầu thủ số 22 của PSM Makassar, Victor Luis.
So Victor Luis also gets his name well announced there. So it's not always a good thing. Sometimes you get your name announced as goal scorer, but you get your name announced for a card, well, that's another story. The cheer from the crowd has been quite impressive. I do believe this is exactly what we would have wanted. An opportunity again for CONG NOI FC. Well, let's also keep you in the loop about the other game. The next semi-final will be played on the 7th of May, and that's going to be played in Thailand, when BG Pathum United face Buriram United. Buriram, of course, is a team, a couple of years back, maybe about 7 or 8 years back, they made such a big splash, and some of their players went on to the national team. They had a fantastic, really exciting team to watch, and they still are a great team. So Buriram United got the better of Pathum United 3-1 on the 2nd of April, and that was in the first leg. Now in the second leg, it's left to Pathum United to reverse that aggregate. Well, just to keep you in the loop, we've passed 90 minutes here, 6 minutes of added time. So don't forget, the next game will be in Thailand when BG Pathum United will play Buriram United in the second leg of their semi-final, and Buriram United hold a 2-goal advantage on aggregate. Well, I'll be with you for that game as well. So get used to me. Just saying that all in fun, but I'll be there to take you through that. Wouldn't miss that for anything. And then it's going to be exciting because you're going to have one team from Thailand in there, and you're definitely going to have one of these 2 teams. And for what it's worth, it's looking like the Vietnamese club will be the one. You've always got to give credit where credit is due, and I've got to say, CONG Hanoi have really performed here today. They've come in with a true desire to win. PSM Makassar have not been at their best. They were a very different team when they played in Indonesia, and they're a very different team today. The yellow card being handed out, and I don't even know why Alexander Polking would have picked up one. Was it Polking who was handed that, or was it one of the assistant coaches? It looked like it was Polking, but he was just sitting down sipping water. Moments where I think, the clubs really have to go back, put on their thinking cap, and really figure out what went wrong, because this isn't the round robin stage. This is pretty much a knockout, and PSM Makassar have still got or least his life. They've still got a little over 3 minutes left to score a goal, restore parity on aggregate, and then go for, a victory. But it's all left to be seen whether, the club does that or not. And I think the PSM Makassar fans are not going to be too happy about it. The referee has to intervene here. Nguyen Flip not happy as he lashes out at Uran Fernandez. And that's what happened. There was a collision. Bit of a hard one there, I do believe. It was, Arheim clashing there with, Hugo Gomes. And Arheim picking up a caution. Well, that's a good call from the referee, I do believe. It was a very, very hard challenge. Not really required, if you ask me. So, 2 goals that CONG and Hanoi have pulled out of this game, and PSM Makassar have pulled out 2 yellow cards. It's not a good equation for them, to be precise.
Thể vàng dành cho cầu thủ số 28 của câu lạc bộ PSM Makassar, Mohamed Akhan Ramadan.
Stepping out of his zone here, Reza, he does well, but is that going to be good enough with the second sticking away? Under 30 seconds left in this game, and as I said earlier, the Vietnamese club definitely have, 1 foot across, 1 foot and another half foot across that line, and they pretty much seem to have, sealed their position here. It's not going to be, good news for the PSM Makassar fans, because CONG and Hanoi have been at the top of their game in today's event. Well, the 2024-2025 ASEAN Club Championship or the Shopee Cup, we've got one more semi-final, and that's when the 2 Thai teams compete in Thailand on the 7th. And then, of course, we have the final that will be played out, and the final will be on the 14th of May and the 21st of May. The 14th of May will be probably in Vietnam if CONG and Hanoi win it, and the second leg of the final on the 21st of May will be hosted by Thailand. So that's information good enough for you. Well, it's good enough for me. As we get into this last bit, Alexander Polking is not happy about the whistle not being blown, and there we have it. Referee finally brings this event to an end. It's been a very exciting one. Good work being done here by Kim De Jong too. But what a victory. What an absolute victory. Hugo Gomes scoring, the first goal in this game and equalizing on aggregate. And then, of course, the winning goal being struck by Quai Huang of Vietnam. It has been a really excellent encounter for the home team and the home fans. And the Vietnamese club has sealed their spot in the finals when they go up against the winner of the match between BC Pathum United and Buriram United. The final score at the Hangley Stadium is CONG on Hanoi FC 2, PSM MAKASSAR 0, and CONG on Hanoi FC 2,
Sir.
on the